In the shotgun, Mahomes. Four-man front, receiver in motion, low snap. He runs and he throws, caught, touchdown! It's caught! Hardman caught the ball! The Chiefs have won! The Chiefs have won! The entire bench empties! Chasing Mahomes in the end zone! Their third Super Bowl in 5 years!
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com and our YouTube channel at Chiefs Blitz. I'm your host, Nick Athan, joined by my producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd, with Bow Tie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday, 1 o'clock Central Time, with he and Coach Andre Tillman. They do a great job of recapping Chiefs stuff and also a lot of the local flavor in the Kansas City area. So check it out, 1 o'clock Central Time on YouTube at Bow Tie Sports. So before we get started, let's talk about our first corporate sponsor. They are the guys that make the wheels turn, and the first man to make that turn is Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He is your trusted real estate advisor. He is my trusted real estate advisor. He is the man who helped my wife Emily and I find a house. From start to finish, he and his associates made sure that we got all the things we wanted, cut all the lines of communications to singular messaging, and just said, hey, Nick, what do you need? What do I got to do? This is what's going on. You want someone who's going to be direct. You don't want a lot of blah, 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 and you don't want a lot of angst when you're trying to negotiate with another person to buy your house. There's another realtor on there. I call the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders, and we were the Chiefs. And what do the Chiefs always do against the Raiders? They win, and what's going to happen when you choose Eric Haynes to be a real estate professional? You're going to win too. So give him a call at 816-729-3785 or email Eric at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Chief Who, absolutely. And we're joined by the other senior member, Lou Montagna, back on the couch, and Coach Andre Tillman. What up? What's up, gentlemen? How are things? How was your weekend? All good?
I don't know. My ears, my Puritan sense, it was besmirched by the Tom Brady roast. No, all kidding aside, it was actually pretty funny. Kind of a no holds barred, again, roast of Brady, but I guess we'll get into it a little bit, or I'll get into it a little bit later.
He took a few shot at the Chiefs. Well,
the
fan base,
in
the Swifties,
14-year-old girls, and so on. But other than that, I mean, that was really the only thing in terms of Chiefs. But it was very interesting. I guess just at the top, I thought like the coolest part, I think, was when Kevin Hart made RKK or Kraft and Bill Belichick do a shot of tequila together.
No,
that was kind of the highlight for me.
Probably not the first time, but who knows?
Yeah. Well, Bill didn't look real happy about it. He did it, but it was, Does
the man ever look happy?
He was funny. I mean, he looked happy.
Did he actually speak?
Time.
He spoke? Did he actually speak?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Really? Yeah. He was actually really good. And I think if there was a winner in the whole thing, if you had to keep score, like evidently that's what we do, he was the big winner, because I think between what he did with McAfee on the draft and this and other things, I think he's trying to show people around the league and just in general that he's not just like this gruff, rigid, grumpy old man, basically.
Which he is.
Which I guess that's what he turned into.
Right.
But no, I think, he was great. I mean, there wasn't anybody that was terrible at it. Right. I mean, it was really funny, but I swear there was more dick jokes than a bachelorette party, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just amazing how much each guy had to get into.
Yeah.
Just
these roasts have been, especially when you got Nikki Glazer up there, who's, local girl. So, we definitely like Nikki around these parts, but it's just, I think this was billed to be something, and then it just turned into Tom's about to get into broadcasting, and he's never going to be able to say any of these things. So he's just going to get it out now.
You get a bunch of people drinking all now. Early on, I think Drew Bledsoe was one of the first ones up. So he's like, hey, he had to actually try to be funny. Right, because everybody wasn't quite drunk yet.
He's got a Super Bowl ring. So,
but you saw some people in the crowd. I mean, Rich Eisen was there with his wife, and Coach Harbaugh was in the crowd. Bunch of Michigan guys. Woodson was there. So
nice.
And then a bunch of expatriates. They were up on the dais with the comedians and whatever. But I guess all in all, it was okay. But you definitely R to X rated, somewhere in between.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. We even got a comment from Marilee on that. She says that was fabulous when they booed Kim K. She didn't belong there. I don't think she belongs anywhere, but that's just my take.
That's
but it is what it is. I mean, these roasts are supposed to be entertaining. Based on the clips that I saw today, I haven't watched it yet, and some of the comments were a little got a few people upset. But hey, you know what? That's Brady's gig. That's who he is. He's going to go into broadcasting. He's going to have to say the right thing all the time now. He's got it all out of his system. So he's going to be joining the Fox team as the lead, the number one part of the number one with Kevin Burkhardt on Fox. So we'll get a lot of his commentary. But, anyway, Andre, you back with us, man? We missed you there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm back. My computer had to shut off for a little bit.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm back.
Keep telling you guys, got to feed those hamsters.
I tell you, yeah. I had the same hamster problem too.
Yeah.
So Frank's on board, our Canadian import. And of course he's got the Brady sucks.
That's what I'm saying. Brady sucks.
Frank, did you not get the invitation? you would have been right there with the rest of them.
Yeah, Marilee says she really liked it. So Marilee's got the right sense of humor. Yeah. So it's all good.
He took a shot at the Chiefs fans though, but he said, we a bunch of 15-year-old girls, that's why, he loud and that.
Well, not the only ones. The Colts fans took a shot. Bills Mafia took a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but other than that, man, I didn't watch it yet. Don't spoil it for me. So I was my plan.
Man, me either. I haven't watched it yet either. I'm just hearing about it.
Your kids are grown. You'll be all right.
So you don't like it when I tip the picks, right? I mean,
no spoil it. Makes sense.
Nice. All right. Well, the last couple of days, the Chiefs have been involved in their rookie minicamp. It does conclude today before the next session of OTAs begins, where some of these guys will be working together in Kansas City as well. Some guys won't show. I'm not sure how many people are, but I do know last week, Travis Kelce was here working, and so he was pretty excited to get back at it. Obviously, we talked about his new contract, or basically a redo the next 2 years is kind of how he mentioned it. So it's not technically a 4-year deal total on paper. Travis is committed to playing for 2 years, and we'll see what happens after.
He got a raise. That's basically.
He got a raise. He got more guaranteed, another $4.5 million a year. So when they add the contract up with the 2 additional years, should he go that route, then he will be technically the highest paid per year tight end in the National Football League. Whatever it is, he's going to play through 2025. And for sure, after that, we'll just take whatever bonus we get. I'm assuming that's going to be on how quickly future Hall of Famer Jared Wiley continues to impress the Chiefs rookie camp.
He's already in the Chiefs Blitz Hall of Fame. And
he's in the Chiefs Blitz Hall of Fame.
He hasn't played it down.
I'll just share what I was told. I mean, he
hasn't put a pad on.
Well, he was the star the first couple of days from what I was told. He and Xavier Worthy both.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And listen, they're not in pads. They're not throwing the ball from Mahomes. They're not going up against the Chiefs. They're not going up against McDuffie, or Reed, or some of those guys. So it's real early. But according to Mac McMullen, Worthy had a strong day. Undrafted free agent cornerback Miles Battle as well. Tight end Jared Wiley got off the start. And, Jaden Hicks during his press conference said, hey, I love his energy. I love what he brings. I think it's going to fit right in the defense. Again, I look at this draft class again with Worthy, Sumateo, Wiley, Hicks, Nerzad, Haddon, and Hansen. And this is a good class. And they all seem like they've all spoke, and they just seem like good kids. It seems like they just kind of fit and appreciate that they're, been drafted by a team that's won 2 straight Super Bowls. So I'm really excited about this class. But so far, I'd say some of the guys that we thought would be good have had a good start to the rookie camp.
Yeah. Well, I mean, typically these are passing camps, right? The only people that you're really going to say stood out in most cases are going to be some of the DBs and some of the receivers, unless you've got a rookie quarterback in there. And we really don't. Chris Oladikin, I would imagine, was taking most of the snaps. He's been on the practice squad for the Chiefs the last couple years, I guess, or at least year and a half. But, the receiver, I mean, that's really all you're going to do. You really can't say much about the linemen or linebackers. It's basically, again, it's the corners, it's the pass catchers.
Yep.
And if for any of you that are looking for some more commentary on the guys from the podium, you can go check out the 0 to 60 shorts at the YouTube channel. I critiqued everybody at the podium in 60 seconds, of course.
Nice.
So it was as fast as possible.
Got a little stopwatch going on. I'm at 45. I got to wrap.
Absolutely, man. I got to run. There's a lot of words in a very short period of time. But every single one of them really were well spoken. They didn't shy away from any of the questions. Now there were a bunch of softball questions, so it's nothing too out of the ordinary. But they really, some of the guys showed their personalities and just the confidence level of standing there in front of the Kansas City media for the first time. Really, a bunch of them did the Zooms after the draft, but this was kind of like their first entry in, and they all did their jobs. And again, we're not going to really see anything. None of this is going to mean anything moving forward. The biggest thing is, 1, health. Nobody gets hurt.
Right.
2, how quickly do they retain the information that's being given to them in the meeting rooms, take it to the field, be able to execute things, again, in the most simplistic ways, but just kind of getting acclimated so that when they do come in for mini camp, that it's not completely new and they've got some semblance of where they need to be and how quickly they need to get there.
Yeah. What do you think, Andre? What's your take?
I definitely agree with it, man. I believe this is just mini camp. I was checking out Worthy too. I think he had a good route with a drop pass or something like that he made.
Oh God, it made Bill's Mafia viral like crazy.
It did. So from me looking at, I'm with Lou. It's like this mini camp to me really ain't telling me that this guy, see how athletic guys are and why they picked him. I'm waiting for training camp. That's when the real meat kicks in. That's what I'm saying. That's when I really dive into it. But other than that, so far, I'm very impressed with the rookies that's coming in, especially Haddon. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, I want to see what really goes down. I'm not really caring about what the Bill Mafia has to say. Are y'all ready to caring about the Bill Mafia had to say?
No, I just thought it was funny. The guy had one drop, and it was the Bills got the better end of the trade already.
It goes viral. They already talking about, look at our receiver, look at this, look at that. But again, like Hayden said, go ahead and read what he said there. Nick, go ahead. I know I can't see it on my screen.
Yeah, he said Xavier, he's a great receiver. The speed is one thing, but I feel like he runs great routes. He's a guy that can get open. I feel like he's a guy that's going to make a lot of plays in this league. And, I think he's right. And we've seen just in the short clips that we've seen, he's more than a guy with speed. He knows how to run routes.
He can run routes.
And, that doesn't mean that, he's going to be, a great superstar wide receiver for the Chiefs. It just means he's coming into the NFL with no chip on his shoulder. The appreciation of he's playing for the Super Bowl champions. He gets to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes. It's just like he gets it. He understands his place already. And I think that's a huge advantage for a young man who's a first-round draft pick coming to the perfect team, the perfect situation. He doesn't have to be a number one. And, he still gets to play with, Hollywood Brown, and Travis Kelce, and Isaiah Pacheco, and
right.
Patrick Mahomes. So he doesn't have to be a superstar because he wasn't the number one target at Texas. That was A.D. Mitchell. And so he knows his role already. So that's what impresses me most about what he had to say yesterday.
No, A.D. Mitchell wasn't the number one target. And A.D. Mitchell was he was the number two. He was the number two.
If you watch some film, like in particular, I watched the KU Texas game, and Worthy was kind of the afterthought in that game, and Mitchell had a really good game. So, again, whatever it was, he didn't have to be the superstar hero. He doesn't have to be a superstar hero here as well.
So basically what he is, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna fit right on in with the Chiefs because he's not gonna be the guy. He's gonna be a guy that they can trust playing that slot position. You got, like I said, Rice, and you got Hollywood. So you put him in that middle, he's not gonna be really looked at because think about this, guys. They all speed guys, they all yak guys too. So they're gonna just worry about the slide guy a little bit. For me, I think the defense is gonna play shell anyway. Because they recognize how much speed the Chiefs got. Right. They recognize how much speed the Chiefs got anyway. So clearly, Worthy going to be okay. And he might put up big yards, though, because he's not going to be the number one target. He might put up big yards, though, because the fact they're number one, the opposing number one corner is not playing Worthy.
Nope. He's going to play Brown.
Right.
I don't agree with that, sir. It was enough for me, Dre. To be honest, I'm telling you, you talking about where. And then Nick over here talking about Worthy wasn't the number one. Everybody in the world that watched the Big 12 or watched Texas knew Worthy was the number one, right? Luke,
I'm not saying he wasn't always the number one option.
I would say. I mean, again, that semantics. I've never been a big. This guy's the number one. That's and unless it's just clearly on some teams like Justin Jefferson in Minnesota or Jamar Chase in Cincinnati, where it's pretty damn clear. But on most teams, it's not as clear. You don't have that superstar receiver. In terms of at Texas, now Worthy got a hell of a lot more attention in his first few years at Texas until AD got there. And then I would say the ball was a little bit more evenly displaced. Sark's offense just lends itself to that. So I think that's, I guess, the outward point here is that he's not expected to put up huge numbers or this offense can't function, right? I mean, the number one target is always going to be 87. I don't care who they bring in. So the other receivers, they just have to be able to, again, be where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. And then when the ball comes, catch it. I don't think they're going to be forcing the ball to any single person except for 87.
Right.
I feel like I can't wait to see this. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see Xavier Worthy when he comes out here and balls out. Because a lot of people, I'm not saying y'all doubting him, but a lot of people around the, in the fans around the NFL are, doubting his kids because his size. Like he said, he's going to come in and play at around 170, 179. You know what I mean? So around that range. And plus his route running is there. It's like he's one of the top that's in the game. So that's coming out of college, I feel like. But again, the toughness. If you got to have somebody that have heart, that's going to come and play wide receiver, that's going to come across the middle, come catch these balls and everything else. But you got to have that type of guy, and we was missing that type of X factor last year, and now we have that guy, and plus, like what Sam said, when Andy going to see how Andy going to use him. So, and I feel like when Andy Reid gets a guy like Deshaun Watson going and not Deshaun Watson, but what I'm talking about, number 16, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
you get him going in this type of offense, it will be great, man. I can't wait to see it. This will be amazing, man.
Real quick, guys. If y'all see me right now, man, this dang little this pest is getting on my nerves right now. I'm saying I'm trying to play it cool. Yeah, man, I'm trying to play it cool,
show.
man. You know, but again, like
I'll be back.
Well, Worthy,
he said he'll be back. Come on there and just carry them.
Don't worry about it. If y'all see this whole camera get knocked off the table, y'all know why. But again, Nick, like Hense, again, I know you probably don't agree, but your boy ain't gonna get those many targets, bro. He ain't gonna get those many targets. I don't expect for him to get. But think about this. The Chiefs have a variety of guys that can make plays. Variety of guys. They're not gonna put every target on Worthy. He's not gonna be the guy.
He's be surprised.
Hollywood's gonna be the guy because of the experience, and he has everything Worthy has and the experience.
Hey,
you know,
I was watching the Super Bowl again last night.
Yeah,
and I was watching that third and 6 conversion from Mahomes to Rice, and I thought about it. You got Rice crisscrossing one way. You got Worthy crisscrossing the other way.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hollywood Brown going deep, and you got Travis Kelce in the middle of the field. Patrick Mahomes is going to have 4 guys open to throw the ball to. Just again, the design plays that Andy's probably already created to have this arsenal of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sit here and say this is the best wide receiver trio in the National Football League.
Right.
I will.
I know you will. I want to see it all together first, and we may be delayed on. Depending on the suspension for Rice, if he gets suspended this year at all, if the case doesn't go to court this year and isn't concluded this year, then he probably won't be suspended unless they negotiate, said, hey, let's just get it over with. So that remains to be seen. But, again, this is a time when we look at this team and we say, what if? And I would say when you look at this rookie class, I'm just impressed with the fit, the personality. They don't seem to have, Hicks and Haddon have a case to be made for being drafted way too late. And they're just appreciative that they're on the Chiefs. They don't care where they're drafted. And this is an organization that doesn't care where you come from. They just care what you can do on the field. And that makes it a lot easier for these guys as well.
Right.
Well, if you get drafted to a great team, I mean, it's going to be a benefit. But in some cases, because the drafts have been so good in the defensive backfield, that there's like a stack of guys waiting to play. So like Jalen Watson and Joshua are sitting there. They're probably going to be corners 2 and 3. I mean, you would think. But what does Kamal Haddon have to say about that? What does he do to impress that he deserves, a bunch of snaps outside of playing special teams? Shamari Connor is definitely going to have a say in what's going on because he's shown that he deserves more snaps. Brian Cook, if he's healthy, is definitely going to be the starting safety next to Justin Reed. So then Jaden Hicks, what does he have to do to get more snaps? So that's where, again, I hear what you're saying, because they went a little bit later. They went to better teams, and they have, you're not going to be playing on a crappy team. But again, there's kind of a log jam in that. So there's going to be some really good players that other teams are going to get because of the cuts the Chiefs make at the end of the summer.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna go on a limb here, man. Hicks is gonna be the Chiefs starting safety when the season starts. I'm gonna say that right now. I've been watching his tape and watching him, watching Spags interacting with him at practice. Getting ready, and I seen him walking over to Spags. I said, "Man, that's a big safety. It's Earl Chancellor all over again, man." I'm like,
Cam Chancellor, guys, Cam Bam.
He's combining Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. It's one guy.
Earl, you know the guy I'm talking about for Seattle. I'm telling you,
Earl played for Seattle too. They played together. That's
Earl Thomas, Cam Bam.
That's what made it funny, Hense. That's what made it funny.
He gonna be all
here. A sound effect.
No, but honestly, I can see.
There you go.
But everything got to be earned, though, guys. You know, Connor's still solid too. Cook coming back.
Right.
Cook is playing solid, so it got to be earned. And them guys,
I appreciate the bold take, but again, Brian Cook is a damn good player.
I know. I'm just saying it.
Again, if he's healthy, and then Nazeeh Johnson is still there too. You know, Nick
Jones,
we
forget about him.
We haven't seen much of Nick Jones outside of special teams. So the competition in the DB room is going to be real. I mean, it's fierce because there's some spots open and a bunch of guys that are more than capable of filling them. So it's great. It's a great problem to have for the Chiefs. And Dave Merritt probably feels like this is more than he could have ever asked for. You got a lot of talent. And then I mentioned that kid from Utah at Miles Battle. I mean, we'll see if he gets signed after the weekend, but he's very raw, but the 6'3" size, the wingspan, everything. I mean, this is like a Joshua Williams type. You know, are they already looking to backfill for guys they know are only going to play their first contract? So
absolutely.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
Let's see. But one thing, get to the comments. I seen somebody said our defense. I think I said defense something.
Val Shepard. Yep. Our defense deserves the nickname. I agree with you 1,000%.
So what do you think it should be, Val? Come on.
So Val, what's your take, man? I mean,
that's right.
We're men. I'm not sure here. I don't want to be disrespectful here.
I'm thinking the Arrowhead Assassins. We coming here. We coming out assassin.
It's got to be something that works on the road. It's got to be something that works on the road and at home. So,
okay, what you got? What you got for us, Dick?
I'm gonna blank. I would say something with Spags' name on it. So.
I'm about to say I want to say nothing offensive because they Chiefs, so I want to say nothing gonna be offensive. So
you gotta be careful. These days.
You gotta tread lightly, man. You gotta tread lightly. Absolutely, you gotta tread lightly, man.
Yeah, we'll maybe we'll put a contest out there.
It's still, it starts and ends with the bring in the house crew.
They're replaceables.
I love it.
The mighty replaceables, man. Like, go ahead, Nick. What you were saying?
No, I mean, I don't have anything at this point. So let's do a contest. We'll get Anonymous to put a poll up.
That's right.
And maybe we'll pick 4 or 5 names, and we'll get people to put a bunch of names in.
Kareem says Red Swarm.
I like that.
How about Red Storm?
Red
St. John's. Isn't that the St. John's team? No.
Red Storm.
No.
But before to let everybody think about it, while everybody on the edge of their seat thinking about it, let's go ahead and get into our next sponsor. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about Mr. Dave Purdy with Edge Home Finance. He is your mortgage solution specialist. If you're self-employed like me, or you're W-2, 1099, whatever it is, you need to make sure you get someone who understands what loan officers are looking for, and ultimately what the people that make the decision, the underwriters, say about how and how much money you make and what's this, what's that. So many numbers. I've never experienced anything in my entire life that was so complicated, but Dave and his partner got it done. And the reason he got it done is because they have access to over 50 different lenders. They are a mortgage broker, so they're not tied to a specific bank or somebody local. They can go national, and we got one of the best rates available. I'm still shocked based on the fact that the rates are still high today, how good a deal that we got. So I'm very appreciative. So if you want someone who understands the numbers, somebody who can understand what the underwriters need and make sense of it all, you need to give Dave Purdy a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good.
So we got Tommy saying the Spags Assassins.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like that.
We got to get something funky, man. Something on a kick, man.
Speaking of the defense, the Assassins was out there with one known assassin, Tamba Hali, getting the work in. And thank you for the love, Chris Jones, for getting us a share. And we kind of went viral over the weekend. But again, let's what you guys think about Tamba Hali working out with the guys here?
Work. Put work in. I mean, like put work in. I mean, I love to see it. I love to see it, man. George benefited tremendously with the work Tamba Hali did with him and Tamba Hali. So I love it. That's his way of giving back to the Chiefs. So
yeah, and he's
go
ahead, Luke.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I mean, just giving back to the game. Period.
Absolutely.
Great ambassador for it. The Penn State guy. They didn't have the international pathway back then, but he certainly could have been a part of that. And I'm sure he's very proud of his heritage. But in terms of what's happening with the Chiefs, this is invaluable. Now I'm sure he's getting paid for this, but he's got the knowledge, the experience, the gravitas within the community and the team. They've seen him do it before, so it's just awesome, and it's good to see the guys seeking him out, because what you mentioned, Coach, what they saw it did for George as well as all the other guys. So it's just cool. It's just seeing the previous generation kind of passing things down.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way it kind of used to be. I mean, you used to have the veterans who would embrace teaching the young guys. And I don't think we saw it any better than Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes. But for Tamba, man, he was a warrior. I mean, he played, 11 years or 10 years in Kansas City. The last year was pretty rough because he had some injuries and, they ended up parting ways and he retired. But he was a workhorse. And one thing about Tamba that I think he's teaching these guys is don't stop. Don't stop rushing. Don't stop going after the quarterback or the guy with the ball. Like with Karlaftis, in the Super Bowl, and he makes the fumble recovery, because his counterpart, was jabbering away. And so you can't let up. And Tamba was a master at just going after it. I mean, he wasn't the pass rusher that Derek Thomas was, but he still had that under the shoulder, move that he could get around tackles. But he was a really good run stuffer too. And, I think his high point was 15 and a half sacks. I think that his third year, fourth year as a pro. But, he did tremendous work for Karlaftis. And for Felix, all reports indicate that he's completely different. He's also healthy, and that's huge. So I'm excited to see what Felix can do. If Felix can step up and get 5 or 6, 7 sacks this year, right, to turn around from last year, then this is a guy that they can count on. They got Mike Dana, obviously they got Chris Jones. I think they got is it BJ Thompson, the other guy that we don't know what we've got.
We don't know when Charles comes back, so that'd be interesting.
And Charles Omenihu. So
I feel like man, Tamba Hali is the great man. I know Derek Thomas, y'all Derek Thomas when I was growing up, but when I seen Tamba Hali, we knew when Tamba Hali coming around the corner, the ball was coming out. He wasn't just getting the sack.
Yep,
he was also coming out with the chop, stripping the ball, giving the ball back, and now he's teaching these guys the same routine. You've seen a lot of guys that work with him, turn that game around. So, hope Felix come out and be the guy that what he was in K-State. Also, showing that he's that number one, he was worthy of that number one draft pick here in Kansas City. But again, I feel sorry for everybody else. These guys are going to ball out. I can't wait to see this. It's Spags again, get all his guys ready. And Tamba Hali, man, hey, shout out, man. Shout out Tamba Hali, man. He's keeping these guys, and he's keeping these young guys. He's staying in contact with the team. He's training with them. Hey, it's just amazing, man.
Wait. Let me go back
for another free jersey.
Right, there it is. Hey, listen.
I mean, come on, man.
Listen now. Now, let's not forget about Jared Allen. You talking about a guy? Jared Allen was the unsung guy. We all didn't know about no Jared Allen.
But he was a true defensive end.
Jared Allen was pure. Jared Allen was pure, man. He had everything. Great technique.
Yeah, we all know what Jared.
It took Tamba Hali to really get some years going, like to really get going. to be that guy, you know. But my guy was Jared Allen. My guy was Jared Allen all day.
Well, they were actually similar players. I mean, they play to the echo of the whistle.
Right.
Maybe not quite as talented as like a Max Crosby, but kind of that mentality. They just don't stop. And Tamba's power, Jared Allen, a lot of the same thing. Most of his sacks were most like effort sacks. Sure, he had the technique. But again, I don't know, guys. I mean, go watch some Derek Thomas. I mean, it was.
I know Derek Thomas.
It was
I'm just saying.
Well, it's not even close. I mean, come on.
I'm talking about when Tamba Hali come around the corner, you knew the ball was
there were similarities. There were similarities to the style, but obviously the production.
Jared Allen, Derek Thomas is probably the best at like doing the best attacking the quarterback. The best is like getting after the quarterback. Probably one of the best to do it. But I just like Jared Allen because Jared Allen didn't have all the extra speed and he didn't have all that. Jared Allen was just a pure defensive end that got the job done. You know, Jared Allen was coming. You know,
that was another guy that, we talk about these late round picks. I think he was like a 5th round pick, played at the FCS level. And so he really wasn't that highly regarded coming out, but
he was a deep snapper
within a couple of years. He's like, wow, this guy's a really good pass rusher.
Yeah, I remember Dick Vermeil was like, why are we drafting a deep snapper? Yeah. And one of his coaches said he can play defense. He's going to be really good. And he had some good moments his rookie year, and in his second year he really kind of he just got into a rhythm, and then he was just great. And had he not had a contract battle with Carl Peterson.
Yeah, I mean that was awful. Again, I mean that comes up a lot anymore, Nick. The whole Carl.
I was there for all that. I
think Jared Allen was one of the guys. And I think there was either 2 or 3 years in a row they brought in like the Buck Buchanan Award winner from the previous year, who was like the best defensive lineman at the FCS level at that point. I don't know if it was still called Division I AA, whatever the hell it was. But he had won that award. But again, there wasn't that high regard for it because it was at a lower level. So he's like, this guy's a long snapper. But obviously,
he had a pretty good career, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. I don't.
And who had a better sack celebration? Come on.
No.
Lasso and the steer.
Yeah.
I say Jared Allen had the best sack celebration.
That's what I'm saying.
He did.
Jared Allen was like notorious for that, man. I got Jared Allen.
When they retired his number in or put him in the ring in Minnesota, he came in riding a horse.
That's better than the mankini he used to wear in Halloween.
That's a badass.
Come on with it. That's right.
Again, Tamba Hali was that guy.
No, very appreciative. I hope the Chiefs have him on the payroll a little bit. And if Felix does well this year, then I think they have to seriously look at maybe, sending more guys to work with him in the offseason.
Business is booming.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Business is booming.
Prices so again, went up.
Again, man, what's the goal and what's the, the high and low that seeing, what you want to see out of Felix this year? I know a lot of people was down on him. A lot of people didn't know he was coming off college with a hand injury. That kind of sidelined him for a while. So what y'all looking to see? Because I know I seen in college from when he's at K-State, he was a very good player. Now seeing him working with Tamba Hali, I want to see what he can bring. I really want to see what he can bring to the team.
I want to say, be in the rotation, man. Like, you got a bum 10, wrap it up, and you playing DN, tackle, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. You can wrap that arm up. Well, but with that being said, I just want to see this man get in rotation. That's it. Get in rotation. Get out there. Get your feet wet, man. Like, come on. They draft you number 1, right? I don't want to hear none of the excuses, man. Get out there, man. Get your feet wet. Get out there and get your feet wet. Let's see what can you bring to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. What can you bring to the table? Yeah, that's right, man.
I don't know that there was an excuse. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, man.
I think his internet's still out, guy. I think his internet's still out.
It might be. It might be still out, man.
Biggest thing for him is be healthy and come in and just earn that spot.
There you go.
As long as, because you've got Dana playing the edge, who is not a great player, but he's a good player and consistent. You've got a Menahu who, more than likely is going to be out for the first part of the season. He got injured very late in the year. So just be that guy, be able to be consistent, be able to play, I don't know, 40% of the snaps, and then get to the quarterback. Bottom line, you're not going to have to put a number on sacks, because those can be, hit and miss, especially his second year. But I mean, if he puts up like 6 or 7 sacks, but is consistently getting to the quarterback hits, pressures, that's it. So I mean, I don't think it's got to be too high, but certainly as a first round pick, you expect them to produce a little bit.
Show me.
I think he's gonna come out. I think he's gonna put up 10 sacks this year.
What? 10.
Come on now.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 10. If they did, the Chiefs would have the number one defense.
Hold up.
I don't know about that one.
Not going there yet.
Charles Omenihu's going to be out, guys, for a while, and it's going to be on George, and it's going to be on George and on him to get it done. So I feel like Chris Jones and everybody, the attention going to be on Chris Jones, and I feel like this guy. And everybody know who George is, so he really gonna come out and prove himself. So I feel like he at least could get 10, 9.5, at least 10.
4. At least 4. 4 and couple.
I'm with Merrily on this one. If he gets 6 sacks,
shut up.
Hey, listen, for a couple hurries, a couple quarterback hits, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Another free jersey being trolled.
Hey man, listen, call him free jersey. Call him free jersey, man.
I'm not getting no free jersey. I'm just saying, I'm just being realistic, because now I will agree with Dre if Charles Omenihu was going to play, right? Yeah. But it's looking like Charles Omenihu is not going to be, unless he surprise everybody and be there at the beginning of the season. I'm not praying that he does. I'm having a speedy recovery, but realistically, it's going to be George Kalafis and the young kid. So I feel like he can. With that being said, I feel like he can go out here and put up 10 sacks. Now, if I get a free jersey, hey, it is what it is. It just adds a couple of you.
So you think this young man?
We don't have a trolling for jersey segment.
No, we don't. So Bo said
there is no segment. It's pretty much every show. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes or so, we're putting a shine on somebody that's like, wow, okay.
So listen. So Bo put a second-year guy coming off an injury, giving him the opportunity first to start. Gonna say this man gonna have a 10-year sack season, a 10 sack season. 10 sack season.
Hey, Mango, clip that clip. I'm gonna look right in this camera now.
Please do clip that, because I'm definitely keeping the stats. I'm
gonna tell you.
We're all hoping for FAU to get double-digit sacks.
When he comes around,
at least get to the quarterback.
If you haven't watched Jaws, this is what's gonna happen. My guy's gonna be coming around the corner.
So he's Jaws.
Joe Burrow's gonna be sitting in the water.
It's Frank Clark. It's Frank Clark season.
But I don't know. He said you can't be Jaws.
The guy is. Look at him.
What we seeing? What are we seeing?
Coming out to be one of the great pass rushers.
Man, this man see one snap, one angle, and this man with 10 sack season.
Merrily has made it clear it's not happening.
Merrily says you gotta show. Hey, you gotta show it. That man comes up at one.
To quote the movie Jaws, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Come on, now.
Lou. He sees one technique, and that man gonna have a 10 sack season. One technique. That's gonna be the technique of techniques, man.
Without pads and no offensive lineman in front of him.
No lineman in front of him. Just hey, off the rip. Okay, I got you.
Hey. Just hear the music.
We do have to admit,
it better not be a bluegill. It better not be a bluegill, man.
Joe Burrow, you better get ready. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, y'all all better be ready because my God, number 97.
I better see him before Chris Jones get to the quarterback. I better see this guy before Chris Jones get to the quarterback.
Hey, just meet in the middle. Just meet in the middle. I don't care.
They better meet in the middle. I better not see Jones. I better not see Jones first, sir.
But realistic, guys, realistic. If Charles Omenihu is not going to be there, if he's not going to be there, it's going to be that kid. Andy Reid, Spags is going to push this kid. We got the first round pick. We're going to see what you got to do. So he's going to be out there. And you kind of see
he's going to play. I don't think there's any question he's going to play regardless.
The reason I'm saying this because Dre said, we got to see you get on the field. We got to.
That man came in one game. I said, really? One game. Now we see one technique in 10 sack season. 10 sack season. I'm like,
he did play a little more than that.
One technique, sir. He gonna say, I see one technique.
But again, a full off season, hopefully healthy. Yeah, working with Joe Cullen, working with Tamba. It's all good.
Honestly, but I do got faith in the young man. We just want to see this man go out there. Just get to the quarterback. Just get to the quarterback.
That's the only job.
Just get to the quarterback, man. Absolutely.
When you can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Clog the middle. And again, I mean, this defensive line, this whole defensive line right now, it's really good. And I think they have the rotations of the players that they want.
Interesting question by Kareem. Kareem said better chance, coaches Odell or Hollywood. FAU predictions. I say this. Odell is getting it. He's still getting 710 touchdowns.
No, so Nick.
Oh, please.
Odell back. Come on, Nick. Come on
so
now.
Nick,
yes, sir.
17.
Would y'all want everybody in this chat?
Okay.
Would y'all want to take a realistic chance of Odell Beckham get 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, or FAU getting 10 sacks and 9.5 sacks.
700.
I think he said 700, not 700.
Yeah, he said 17. Now I'm pushing it.
He said 710 touchdowns.
Right. I think I will be conservative. I think FAU can get at a max ceiling 8 sacks. Now, if we count the postseason, we go all the way to Super Bowl 59. Yeah, I would say 10 is possible, but I like that chance better than I like,
Dang, Tron. You said he isn't getting off the bench. I said, Tron, we will see. We will see. 717 for Odell, man. 17.
Very tough crowd. Did she get her invitation to the Brady roast? I would have liked to her.
Man, can you imagine her?
She would have been escorted out, man, because she
would have given Nikki Glazer a run for money.
She to the heart, to the soul, man. I think Tron would have been escorted.
And speaking of the Brady roast, I didn't see it yet, but if you had to set up a roast section, athlete, what top 5 comedians are you gonna have roast the athlete?
Alive or gone?
Live or gone?
That's a whole different show.
That's a different show completely.
That's a whole different show.
So I would have to say, well, Robert Williams would be there, but he doesn't really do roast, but I think he would have a pretty good time. He's done a lot of intros and some stuff.
Yeah.
Nikki Glazer would be there. Who's the other one? The other girl, the brunette, I can't think of her name. Mm-hmm. She's done a lot of roasts. Her Charlie Sheen roast was one of the best, funniest 4 or 5 minute bits I've ever heard in my entire life. And I can't remember her name. Yeah. Kevin Hart's pretty funny, for a modern guy, but I'm of the era, and so is Lou, with the Dean Martin roast, where we had Don Rickles.
The greatest roaster of all time is
Buddy
Don
Hackett.
Rickles.
Rickles was the best.
You get Don Rickles, Buddy Hackett, it would be pure filth.
Oh my God!
But Don Rickles could roast anybody, anywhere, anytime, and he'd just have them in tears.
I got you. I think mine would be Eddie Murphy. I got Eddie Murphy, Cat Williams. I got Red Fox. Let's see.
There would be some more filth. Red Fox.
Yeah, Red Fox. Red Fox was raw, man. I like Red Fox.
But if you take a modern one, and a guy that should have been there last night, Boston comedian Bill Burr, he would have knocked it out of.
I don't know why he wasn't part of that. There must have been some sort of.
I think it's because Hart and the other guy.
Bernie Mac is a good one, Kareem. I like Bernie.
Would probably hold himself in that group or above them.
Who you got?
I go Richard Pryor. I
had Richard Pryor.
I go Richie. I go Eddie Murphy because Eddie Murphy goes.
Hey, Murphy would knock it out the park, man. Eddie would knock it out the park.
He would go nonstop, and he'll probably have the athlete ready to fight. After that.
Yeah.
But other than, then I'll go with Red Fox. I'll go Red Fox, and I'll go the guy from Boston too.
Bernie Mac would have been good.
Yeah, man. Great.
Remember, we gotta get guys gonna cut to the soul. They're gonna hurt your feelings, man.
Bernie,
you know what I'm saying?
Bernie had a very unique delivery.
Then you just let
He
Don
did,
Rickles go for like an hour, and that would just
if you haven't seen the roast, the presidential when Reagan was president at their ball, he roasted him. Oh my goodness! I mean, you can't get away with that kind of stuff now,
right?
Because the president. Well, I'm not gonna get the sense of humor level in our presidents these days is not the same it was with Ron Reagan. But it
would definitely have to be on a streaming service.
Yeah,
you can't put that on regular TV anymore. That's just.
But it's gold. Watch it. I highly recommend people watching it. It's
I'm gonna watch it because I see it's crazy.
Good.
I see it's crazy. I'm seeing
those old school. I mean, I watch the roast every time.
Religion, ethnicity, nothing was
off limits.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Speaking of that, man, when it comes to a battle, man, ain't nothing's off limits. We hear toe to toe, you know. But again, but to get roast like that, you gotta watch who you roasting too. I mean, you gotta watch who you roast. A lot of guys can't take it. A lot of guys can't take it being roasted, man. A good Paul Mooney was a good one.
Yeah,
Paul
he was
Mooney,
very good.
Paul Mooney, man, is one of them. A lot of people walked out of his shows because of the roast. A lot of people walked out of his shows because of, you know. But I mean, how about
Chappelle?
Yeah, I said Chappelle earlier, though. You might heard me.
Okay.
Yeah, I said Dave will get to you too.
Dave Chappelle, but Eddie Murphy. If I had to choose, if I didn't want nobody roasting me, it'd be Eddie Murphy. I'd be like, look.
Somebody's gonna hurt your feelings. Somebody's gonna hurt your feelings.
Because Eddie Murphy gonna keep going. He gonna nonstop. Nothing is gonna be off. Nothing's gonna be off.
Damian Wayans too. Damian Wayans another guy, man. A lot of people ain't talking about. Damian Wayans will give you some work too, man. I like
the roast is certainly a different art form because it was something that was huge back in the day, and it kind of fell out because of what would happen. Dice Clay. Come on now.
Brilliant.
I'm talking about guys that will hurt your soul to where you in tears. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Laughing, but it hurt. Right. Okay.
You watch the Don Rickles stuff. I mean, in terms of not, again, like a lot of this stuff was on network network television, so they weren't allowed to curse. Which again, last night it was almost overkill. Like they were trying to go out of their way to use more curse words and whatever. I mean, the true comic can do it without doing that. Which I'm all right with. Is fine. But I mean, Carlin, obviously one of the legends.
Now, where would y'all rate it? Since y'all two seen it now? What would you rate
I have not seen it. I've just seen a few clips. That's it.
Well, in terms of the content, somewhere between R and X. Okay.
So I'm talking about like would you rate it
as far as how
10,
good it was?
Yeah.
Again, most of the roasters were really good. It's just that some of the stuff I got a little cringed about when they were making jokes about Aaron Hernandez killing people. About his suicide. Okay, come on. Then they started, throwing Hitler up there and that kind of. Again, I get it. There's a certain level of political correctness that has gone way overboard.
Yeah,
but these guys,
that's not politically.
It seems like these guys went out of their way to just crush that. Right?
Like, where did he come from? Like, where did Hernandez even come from?
He
played with Gronk. I mean,
no, I get that, but I'm saying though, I'm like, but they're supposed to be like towards like Brady, like
it's
crazy.
Well, there was a bunch of Patriots there and it was all Brady related.
Y'all probably missed it. Mr. Chiefs left tackle from last year was up there too. Smith was on the stage. I seen him. I was like, what are you doing up there?
Yeah.
Why he sit up there? But Tom Brady. He played for Tom Brady.
They were trying to make sure. They were trying to make sure that of all the roasts to date, this would be the one the most talked about forever.
Yeah,
and that was their shtick. And that's why it kind of went off the rails. It wasn't. Even Tom Brady got upset.
They were all drinking.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta watch them. You drinking, man.
Like
everything.
I said,
it was an over-the-top attempt to make sure that people were talking about it for a long time.
Directly at Robert Kraft and talks about him going to get massages. That's when Brady got pissed. That was the only time. He got up, got in the guy's ear, and said,
I seen that part.
I mean, to me, the modern day Charlie Sheen roast is still the best.
Edelman was all right, but again, it was all like this, for lack of a better term, like gay related stuff about themselves. And like I said, more dick jokes than a bad bachelorette party. I mean, it was
no
over
filter here, folks.
Every single person. I mean, Gronk and even Ben Affleck made a crude dick joke at the end. I mean, it was so the only one that didn't was Peyton. And maybe the best one was Will Ferrell came out as Ron Burgundy.
That's enough. Man. We just need to go watch it, and we can do a report.
Look, Nick said, "Come on, I haven't watched it yet, man. I'm trying to enjoy it. I got."
He was gazing. It was like gazing into Brady's eyes, talking about that, but it wasn't anything like too crude. But it was Ron Burgundy, man.
Hey, you can't beat Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy,
one of the best comedic characters on screen.
The best.
So get us some of these chats before we close out. Go to the next sponsor.
All right. So there's a couple things that let me scroll back here. Kareem had asked me about Luis being there. Yes, he was in camp. But we had a lot of good people today. Let's scroll through it. Merrily, Ruben DeCruz, Kareem, Freeway 24 always brings it. Let's see what else we got here.
There's a couple of new guys in there.
Val Shepard. I think Val was on the last show as well.
Right.
So Frank, by the way, the dinner was great. Lamb was great. So, it's a great thing between him and me. Tommy Bays. Tommy Bays, Sam Paris, of course. Gary, bringing it as well. Ian 15 as well. So again, a lot of some new people, some new faces today.
Absolutely, keep it coming.
And we really appreciate the love. Mm-hmm. Here's a comment, about LRZ. This gave him a good opportunity to really jump in and learn. He's so diligent with everything and wants to be so good at everything. I've appreciated that, and you can see the progress. So, that's good to hear because he's kind of a wild card. And again, at this point, he doesn't count as a roster spot or one of the 90 guys. So, we'll see. All right. So on Wednesday we'll have the Sucker of the Week nominees. So we'll do our new sauce segment.
Nominate away, Kareem. You got somebody?
Yeah. You got somebody? Come on with it. Guys in the comment section.
I got a person. It's gonna be Drake. You gonna go? We're gonna see. We're gonna nominate Drake for the.
I'm gonna see. I feel you. We're gonna see what Phoenix gonna do the first round pick now. Come on, guys. We're gonna see.
All right, we got Felix versus OBJ.
Versus OBJ this season.
All right, we'll see.
OBJ. Come on.
We'll definitely see what happens.
17.
Let's get right into the sponsors. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about our corporate sponsors first. My good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He is your trusted real estate advisor. He is my trusted real estate advisor. If you're looking for someone who can help you find a house and go through all the hoop jumping and all the back and forth to get you the keys to your dream house, Eric Haynes is your guy. Give him a call at 816-729-3785 or email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. Another proud sponsor, Mr. Dave Purdy with Edge Home Finance. He is your mortgage solutions expert. Whether you're self-employed, whether you're a W-2, doesn't make a difference. You need to have somebody who understands the numbers and what underwriters are looking for to get your home loan approved. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So if you want an expert, give Dave a call at 58-31. We all love Dave here at Chiefs Blitz because he is
pretty good.
So again, like he said, they're gonna have to officially roast, not roast, but sucker of the week. Go ahead and put that poll out there, Mango, for we can have people to put on there and who they want on there. And I first got my nomination is Mr. Andre Tillman,
and right back at you like a mirror, like a boomerang.
Maybe we should do a roast.
You should say you want to do that, Nick. You ain't see me roast somebody.
No, I think it would be kind of fun if it might be kind of fun. We'll have some downtime in the summer. So that's something we can think about.
We'll think about that. That'll be fun. We will have. Then we have. Have some.
Are we gonna roast one of our listeners or watch?
No, probably roast. I'll be the first volunteer. You guys can roast me. How's that?
Nah, man. You know what? Let's discuss that. We will discuss.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that on the very last episode of the show?
Right? Somebody said Dre
when we retire 10 years
Dre
from now.
wants survival roast, man. Hey, listen. I don't know, Kareem. I don't know.
We need to bring somebody from the outside.
I don't know, man. Because to sit there and just get beat with words all day, man, it's crazy. But we'll see.
This won't end in well.
Yeah, boy, we're talking about the Chiefs rookie minicamp, and we end up talking about roasts and all sorts of other things. So hey,
jokes.
Yeah, that's what makes this show great.
With that said, guys, we will be back Wednesday at noon. And please, when that poll go up, please put in there your nominations who you want to be. It can be coaches, it can be players, it can be
anybody
rookies,
you want.
First round. It can be first round picks, overly hyped players.
As long as we recognize the name, I think they're good.
Yes,
rookies,
good.
Overly hyped players. You name it, we here, bro. We got it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like overly draft players, crazy expectations. With crazy expectations.
And I know it might have been last week, but don't forget about Pat Bev. He's my nomination. Mark it down. Man. Mark it down, Mango.
Hey, Lou, real quick.
Patrick Beverly.
Hey, Lou, real quick. Do you think Anthony Edwards is the next coming of Jordan and Kobe?
Oh man, that's high praise.
I'm just saying, 84 Jordan.
I can't say that I've watched enough of Ant.
Yeah.
So let me watch the series against Denver. I know he balled out the first game, and everybody's getting hyped up about the kid, and he kind of has that look. But it's hard to kind of crown the next one before you watch a little bit more. So
I agree.
Give me a few games. How about
all right,
that?
Lou? Me, you will discuss that then, Lou. We will discuss because Anthony Edwards, I mean, he got that old school dog in him. So again, guys. Got you. No on that one, Dre.
Marilita draws no quarter, man.
She's relentless.
She has takes.
She's notorious, man.
We'll nominate Marilee to get roasted. How about that?
No, I think Marilee should roast us. I think Marilee should be the MC.
What are you talking about? She roasts us every day, every show.
I know. She doesn't roast me.
Hey.
She roasts you guys.
Well, yeah.
Listen. So Kareem said more like D Wade. I mean, but here's the thing: is that's the organization that really have been legit since Sprewell and Garnett. I'm like, and
the only thing I'll say about Anthony Edwards is he's probably the one, I guess, American-born player that you could put up in that conversation, because the other guys in that conversation are going to be like Jokic, Luka, Giannis. I mean, those guys. I mean, Giannis. I mean, he's not old, but he's getting up there.
You're getting up there, yeah.
So as far as the next one, hard to go against Jokic and Luka right now. Jokic as far as like the American-born player, he's probably the one that's going to be closest to the two guys you mentioned.
Jokic is in his own league, because if you look at him, and Tim Duncan is probably the greatest to play the position. But Jokic is probably just a little bit better.
The game's changed.
I guess we're gonna have to have a basketball conversation.
The game has changed.
It did, guys. It did.
We see you guys at noon.
All right, guys, we out of here.
Chief who?
Appreciate you.
Chief who?
Chief who?
Bye.